Ladies and gentlemen, first let me say this: life will test you. Oh yes, it will test you in ways you can't predict. But let me ask you something: when life gets tough, how do you respond? Not react, but respond. Because that, my friends, is the beginning of mental strength. Now, if you're looking for the secret to becoming mentally strong, I'll give it to you straight. It's not about what you have. It's not about where you've been. It's about who you are and what you decide to become. It's about resilience, discipline, and faith, the kind that says, I can handle this even when everything around you says you can't. You see, mental strength doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you don't let that pain define you. It's not the absence of struggle, but the presence of perseverance. Think about it: every great champion, every leader, every visionary, they didn't get to where they are because life handed them an easy road. No, they got there because they learned to climb the mountain when others quit at the base. Here's the first secret: control what you can control. Life will throw storms your way: loss, failure, rejection. But you can't control the storm. You can only control how you stand in it. Do you let it knock you down, or do you adjust your sails? Do you cry out in fear, or do you whisper to yourself, this too shall pass? Focus on what's in your hands, your attitude, your effort, your will, because when you master that, the storms don't break you, they build you. The second secret: train your mind like you train your body. You don't get stronger by lifting weights once. No, it takes repetition, consistency, and pushing past your limits. Your mind works the same way. Feed it the right thoughts. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, not drain you. Speak life over yourself every single day. When doubt creeps in, you answer it with belief. And here's the thing about training: it's uncomfortable. It's not fun, but it's necessary. Mental strength comes from doing what's hard, not what's easy. Finally, the third secret: have faith in your purpose. There will be moments, and hear me when I say this, there will be moments when you want to quit, when the weight feels too heavy. But you've got to believe that you were put here for a reason, that there's something inside you that the world needs. Remember, you don't grow in comfort. You grow in discomfort. You grow when you stretch, when you endure, when you decide to keep going even when everything in you says stop. So I leave you with this: mental strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. It's about standing tall even when the ground beneath you feels shaky. The secret to becoming mentally strong isn't found in some book or some seminar. It's already in you. All you have to do is tap into it. Life has a way of testing us, often in ways we least expect. For many, these challenges can feel overwhelming, leaving us questioning our abilities and strength. However, adversity is not the enemy, it's the teacher. The very trials we face, though painful and uncomfortable, are the moments that shape us into who we are meant to be. Mental strength isn't a gift you're born with, it's a skill developed over time, and adversity is the training ground. The problem is that most of us view hardship as something to be avoided. We shy away from struggle because it's uncomfortable. It hurts. It makes us doubt ourselves. But the truth is that no one has ever achieved greatness or built resilience by living a life of ease. Think of a diamond. It begins as a lump of coal, ordinary and unremarkable. But under immense pressure and heat, that same piece of coal transforms into something rare and valuable. The pressure doesn't destroy it, it refines it. Life's adversities work in much the same way. When we're put under pressure, whether through loss, failure, or uncertainty, we have two choices: to let the weight of it crush us, or to let it mold us into something stronger. The difference lies in how we perceive and respond to the challenges we face. When adversity strikes, our first instinct is often to ask, why is this happening to me? It's a natural reaction, but it's also a limiting one. The question traps us in a cycle of self-pity and despair. Instead, we must learn to ask, what is this trying to teach me? That shift in perspective is where growth begins. Every challenge carries a lesson, but you have to be willing to look for it. Maybe the lesson is patience, learning to endure when the outcome isn't immediate. Perhaps it's humility, recognizing that we don't have all the answers. Or maybe it's resilience, discovering strength we didn't know we had. It's important to understand that mental strength doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of adversity. You will. You'll feel the frustration, the fear, and even the doubt. But mental strength is the ability to feel those emotions, acknowledge them, and still choose to move forward. It's about not letting the pain of the moment define you or derail you. It's recognizing that even in the hardest moments, there's an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Adversity also forces us to confront our limits. It shows us where we are weak and where we need to improve. At first, this can be uncomfortable, even discouraging. But in time, you come to realize that knowing your limits is the first step to expanding them. Think about it, no one becomes physically stronger without pushing past what they thought was possible. The same is true for mental strength. You have to be willing to stretch, to endure discomfort, to keep going even when it feels like you can't. That's how growth happens. One of the most powerful aspects of adversity is its ability to reveal our inner strength. Often we don't realize how strong we are until we're forced to be. It's in the moments when we feel like giving up but decide to take one more step forward that we discover what we're truly capable of. Over time, these small acts of resilience add up, and we begin to see adversity not as an insurmountable obstacle, but as a stepping stone to something greater. The key is to stop resisting adversity and start embracing it. This doesn't mean you have to enjoy the struggle or pretend that it isn't hard. It simply means accepting that struggle is a part of life and choosing to see it as an opportunity rather than a burden. When you do this, adversity transforms from something that holds you back to something that propels you forward. It becomes the catalyst for growth, the fire that refines you, and the teacher that shows you the depth of your own strength. Life often presents us with challenges that seem completely out of our control. A storm brews, sweeping through our plans, dreams, and expectations, leaving us scrambling to make sense of the chaos. In those moments, it's easy to feel powerless, to get caught up in frustration or despair over what's happening. But the truth is, while we can't control the storm itself, we can control how we navigate it. This is where the foundation of mental strength begins, by focusing on what we can control and releasing what we cannot. Too often, people waste valuable energy trying to fix things beyond their reach, whether it's a decision someone else made, an unpredictable event, or a past mistake that can't be undone. We find ourselves dwelling on circumstances we have no power to change. This fixation drains us emotionally and mentally, leaving us stuck in a loop of frustration and helplessness. The first step to becoming mentally strong is recognizing that our energy is finite. If we spend it fighting battles we cannot win, we rob ourselves of the ability to make progress in areas where we truly can make a difference. Instead, we must learn to redirect our energy toward what is within our control. This starts with our attitude. No matter the circumstances, we have the power to choose our mindset. While we cannot dictate what happens to us, we can decide how we perceive and respond to it. A setback can be seen as a failure or as a learning experience. A delay can feel like a curse or a chance to regroup and prepare. By consciously framing our perspective, we take control of our internal world, even when the external world feels unpredictable. Our actions are another powerful element within our control. In times of adversity, it's easy to feel paralyzed, as if there's nothing we can do. But there's always a step forward, even if it's a small one. Taking action, no matter how minor, is an act of defiance against the chaos around us. It's a way of saying, I may not control the situation, but I control my response. These small steps compound over time, building momentum and helping us regain a sense of agency. One of the most liberating aspects of focusing on what we can control is that it frees us from the burden of what we cannot. Letting go of the uncontrollable doesn't mean we're giving up or ignoring reality. It means we're choosing to prioritize our energy and protect our peace. This practice requires self-awareness and discipline, because our natural tendency is to ruminate on the what-ifs and if-onlys. However, with intentional effort, we can train ourselves to shift our focus away from these futile thoughts and toward productive action. An often overlooked part of controlling what we can is setting boundaries. This involves recognizing when a situation, person, or pattern of behavior is draining us unnecessarily and taking steps to protect ourselves. It's not about being unkind or avoiding responsibility, but about creating an environment where we can thrive. This might mean stepping away from toxic relationships, learning to say no to demands that don't align with our goals, or limiting our exposure to negativity. Boundaries empower us to focus our energy on what truly matters rather than being pulled in every direction by things beyond our control. Ultimately, controlling what we can and releasing what we can't is a skill that takes practice. It requires us to pause, assess the situation, and ask ourselves, what can I influence here? This habit not only builds mental strength, but also fosters a sense of clarity and calm, even in the face of uncertainty. When we stop trying to control the uncontrollable, we create space to focus on what we can change, and that focus is where true progress and resilience begin. Mental strength is not a matter of fleeting motivation or temporary inspiration. It is rooted in the discipline that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation fades. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites your enthusiasm and gets you started. But discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning when the initial excitement wears off. It's the steady, consistent effort to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. This is the foundation of mental strength, cultivating a mindset where action is not dictated by mood or circumstance, but by a commitment to the process. People often rely too heavily on motivation, waiting for that surge of energy or the perfect moment to act. They think, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll get to it when I'm inspired. But the truth is, the moments when you feel the least motivated are often the most important times to show up. Discipline doesn't wait for the right mood, it steps in when excuses arise. It's the voice in your head that says you're tired, but do it anyway, or this is hard. But it's worth it. It's the ability to keep going, to stay consistent, even when the path ahead feels steep and uninviting. Discipline starts with small intentional choices. It's about creating habits that align with your goals and sticking to them, even on the tough days. For instance, if you want to build physical strength, you can't just work out when you feel like it. You have to show up consistently day after day. The same principle applies to mental strength. It requires daily practice, even when the results aren't immediately visible. These small, disciplined actions compound over time, creating a foundation of resilience that allows you to weather life's storms. One of the challenges of building discipline is overcoming the allure of instant gratification. We live in a world that prioritizes quick fixes and immediate rewards, making it difficult to stay focused on long-term goals. Mental strength requires you to resist the temptation to take the easy road and instead choose the path that leads to growth, even if it's more challenging. It's about delaying gratification in the moment for a greater reward down the line. This might mean saying no to distractions, enduring discomfort, or sticking to a plan even when progress feels slow. Discipline teaches you that the payoff isn't always immediate, but that the journey itself is worthwhile. Another crucial aspect of discipline is learning to manage your emotions. It's easy to act when you're feeling motivated, but what about when you're frustrated, discouraged, or overwhelmed? Discipline helps you push through those emotions, not by suppressing them, but by choosing not to let them dictate your actions. You acknowledge how you feel, but you keep moving forward because you understand that emotions are temporary, while the results of disciplined action are lasting. Building discipline also requires a clear sense of purpose. Without a strong why, it's difficult to stay committed when the going gets tough. Your purpose acts as your anchor, reminding you of what's at stake and why your efforts matter. It's the vision of the person you want to become, the goals you want to achieve, and the impact you want to make. When you have a compelling reason to stay disciplined, it becomes easier to resist distractions and persevere through challenges. Accountability plays a significant role in maintaining discipline. Whether it's through a trusted friend, a mentor, or a structured plan, having someone or something to hold you accountable can make all the difference. It adds a layer of responsibility, pushing you to stay consistent even when your resolve wavers. Over time, as you build discipline, you start to trust yourself more. You develop confidence in your ability to follow through on commitments, which reinforces your mental strength. Ultimately, discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. It's not always glamorous, and it often goes unnoticed, but it's what separates those who dream from those who do. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward one step at a time until those small, consistent efforts add up to something extraordinary. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying the course, even when the path is difficult. The human mind is a powerful tool capable of extraordinary things, but like any tool, it requires care, training, and practice to operate at its best. Many people overlook the importance of deliberately training their minds, assuming that mental strength will simply come to them when they need it most. However, just as physical strength is built through consistent effort and exercise, mental strength is cultivated through intentional habits and practices that strengthen your ability to think clearly, manage emotions, and respond effectively to life's challenges. Training your mind isn't an occasional act, it's a daily commitment to nurturing a mindset that empowers you to thrive. One of the first steps in training your mind is to become mindful of the thoughts you allow to take root. Your thoughts shape your beliefs, which in turn influence your actions. Negative, self-defeating thoughts can create barriers to growth, while positive, constructive thoughts can open doors to new possibilities. Training your mind involves challenging those negative thoughts, replacing them with affirmations that reinforce your ability to overcome challenges and succeed. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's about consciously choosing to focus on what you can do rather than dwelling on what you can't. A daily practice of gratitude is one of the most effective ways to train your mind to focus on the positive. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what's lacking in your life and toward what's abundant. This simple yet powerful practice rewires your brain to recognize opportunities and blessings even in the midst of hardship. Over time, this mindset of appreciation strengthens your resilience, making it easier to navigate setbacks with grace and optimism. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a mental workout that builds the habit of seeing the silver lining in any situation. Visualization is another powerful tool for mental training. The mind often struggles to distinguish between reality and vividly imagined scenarios, which means that visualizing success can help you feel more prepared and confident in real-life situations. Athletes, performers, and high achievers often use visualization to mentally rehearse their goals, imagining themselves overcoming obstacles and achieving their desired outcomes. This practice not only sharpens focus but also trains the mind to approach challenges with a sense of purpose and possibility. In addition to these mental exercises, it's essential to train your mind to handle stress effectively. Life is unpredictable and stress is inevitable, but how you respond to it is within your control. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness can help calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and improve your ability to stay present in the moment. These practices create a mental reset button, allowing you to approach difficult situations with clarity and composure rather than reacting impulsively. Over time, the consistent practice of stress management becomes a cornerstone of mental strength, enabling you to face adversity with a steady and focused mind. Equally important in training your mind is the environment you create around yourself. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the habits you cultivate all have a profound impact on your mental state. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, whether through supportive relationships, inspiring books, or uplifting media, creates an environment that reinforces mental growth. Conversely, exposing yourself to negativity or toxic influences can erode your mental resilience. Training your mind means being intentional about the environments you choose, ensuring they align with your goals and values. Another critical component of mental training is embracing discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone, it happens when you stretch yourself, take risks, and step into unfamiliar territory. This might mean learning a new skill, facing a fear, or taking on a challenge that feels just beyond your current abilities. Each time you push through discomfort, you strengthen your mental muscles, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. This process builds not only confidence, but also the courage to tackle even greater challenges in the future. Training your mind also involves cultivating patience and perseverance. Change doesn't happen overnight, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. When you're committed to mental training, you learn to view obstacles as opportunities to refine your approach rather than as reasons to give up. This shift in perspective transforms failures into stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to the mental fortitude needed to achieve your goals. With time and consistent effort, the habits you build through mental training become second nature, creating a foundation of strength that carries you through even the most difficult times. The people you surround yourself with have a profound influence on your mental strength. Your environment is like the soil in which you grow. And just as plants need nutrient-rich soil to thrive, you need relationships and influences that nourish your mind and spirit. The old saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is more than a catchy phrase. It's a powerful truth. If you want to become mentally strong, you must surround yourself with positivity and intentionally choose relationships that uplift, inspire, and challenge you to be your best self. The first step in cultivating a positive environment is recognizing the impact that others have on your mindset and emotions. Think about how you feel after spending time with certain people. Some leave you energized, motivated, and full of hope, while others drain your energy, fill you with doubt, or bring negativity into your life. Mentally strong people are deliberate about who they allow into their inner circle because they understand that relationships can either build them up or tear them down. Positivity isn't just about hearing kind words, it's about being surrounded by people who believe in you, encourage your growth, and hold you accountable to your goals. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate positivity is to seek out mentors and role models who embody the qualities you want to develop. These individuals don't have to be part of your immediate circle. They can be authors, leaders, or public figures whose values and achievements resonate with you. Their stories and insights can inspire you to adopt a growth mindset and provide you with strategies for overcoming challenges. By learning from those who have walked the path before you, you gain valuable tools for building your own mental strength. Another important aspect of surrounding yourself with positivity is setting boundaries with people or situations that drain your energy. This can be one of the hardest steps to take because it often involves making difficult decisions about relationships that no longer serve your growth. Toxic relationships filled with negativity, criticism, or manipulation can hold you back and erode your confidence over time. Letting go of these relationships doesn't mean you lack compassion, it means you value your well-being enough to protect it. Setting boundaries allows you to focus your energy on the relationships and experiences that truly matter. While seeking positivity from others is essential, it's equally important to be a source of positivity yourself. Building mental strength isn't just about what you receive, it's about what you give. When you uplift others, you reinforce your own resilience and create a ripple effect of positivity. Offer encouragement, celebrate others' successes, and be the kind of person who inspires others to reach their potential. By being a light in someone else's life, you strengthen your own foundation and contribute to an environment of mutual growth and support. Positivity also extends to the content you consume. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information, much of it negative. Mentally strong individuals are mindful of what they allow into their minds. This means choosing books, podcasts, music, and media that inspire and motivate rather than discourage or distract. Filling your mind with positive content reinforces your ability to think clearly, stay focused, and maintain hope, even during challenging times. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean ignoring the realities of life or avoiding hard truths. It means creating an environment where you're supported and facing those realities with strength and determination. By choosing to be around people who encourage your growth and consuming content that lifts your spirit, you cultivate a mindset that allows you to thrive. Mental strength grows in an atmosphere of positivity, where challenges are seen as opportunities and setbacks are viewed as temporary. By carefully curating your environment, you set yourself up for a life of resilience, purpose, and fulfillment. Mental strength is not about being flawless or achieving perfection. It's about progress, growth, and resilience. Too often, people get caught up in the pursuit of perfection, thinking they must get everything right to feel successful. They set unrealistic expectations for themselves and become discouraged when they fall short. This mindset not only drains your energy, but also undermines your confidence and ability to move forward. True mental strength lies in shifting your focus away from perfection and toward progress, celebrating the small wins and recognizing the value of steady improvement. Progress is about understanding that every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. It's the acknowledgement that growth is a journey, not a destination. When you focus on progress, you give yourself permission to make mistakes and learn from them. Mistakes aren't failures, they're opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Each time you stumble and get back up, you reinforce your resilience and build the confidence to face future challenges. Mental strength comes from realizing that it's not about never falling, it's about always rising. One of the key aspects of focusing on progress is redefining success. Success isn't a single monumental achievement, it's the accumulation of consistent, intentional effort over time. It's waking up each day and committing to do your best, even when the results aren't immediately visible. This perspective allows you to find satisfaction in the process rather than being fixated on the outcome. When you take the time to appreciate the effort you're putting in, you cultivate a sense of accomplishment that fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward. Perfectionism, on the other hand, can be paralyzing. It creates a fear of failure that prevents you from taking risks or trying new things. When you demand perfection from yourself, you set an impossible standard that leads to frustration and self-doubt. This mindset can make you overly critical of your efforts, causing you to overlook the progress you've made. Mental strength requires letting go of the need to be perfect and embracing the idea that imperfections are part of the journey. They don't define you, they refine you. Another powerful aspect of focusing on progress is learning to measure yourself against your own growth rather than comparing yourself to others. In a world where social media and societal expectations often highlight perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your journey to someone else's. This comparison steals your joy and shifts your focus away from your unique path. Mental strength comes from recognizing that your progress is personal and doesn't need to match anyone else's timeline or achievements. Celebrate where you've come from, the obstacles you've overcome, and the steps you're taking toward your goals. Progress is also about consistency. Mental strength isn't built through sporadic bursts of effort. It's developed through steady, persistent action. It's showing up for yourself every day, even when it's hard, and trusting that the small steps you're taking will lead to big changes over time. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means staying committed to the process, even when you encounter setbacks or slow progress. This commitment builds the discipline and resilience that form the foundation of mental strength. Focusing on progress also teaches you to appreciate the present moment. When you're constantly chasing perfection, you miss the beauty of where you are right now. Progress invites you to pause and acknowledge the work you've done, the lessons you've learned, and the growth you've experienced. It reminds you that every stage of the journey is valuable, even if it's messy or imperfect. By celebrating small victories along the way, you build momentum and create a positive feedback loop that keeps you motivated. Mental strength is about recognizing that progress is a sign of growth and growth takes time. It's about being patient with yourself, forgiving your mistakes, and staying committed to the process. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your perseverance and determination. When you focus on progress instead of perfection, you free yourself from the pressure of unrealistic expectations and create space for genuine growth. Over time, this mindset builds a resilience that allows you to face life's challenges with confidence and grace. Life's journey is rarely a smooth, predictable road. It's often filled with unexpected detours, setbacks, and obstacles that test your resolve. One of the most critical components of mental strength is learning to view challenges not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities for growth. This mindset shift transforms adversity into a catalyst for self-improvement and resilience, empowering you to face difficulties with courage and purpose rather than fear or defeat. To become mentally strong, you must embrace challenges as a necessary and valuable part of the journey. Challenges have a way of revealing strengths and capacities you may not have known you possess. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay within your comfort zone, relying on routines and habits that don't stretch you. But when a challenge disrupts your plans, it forces you to adapt, innovate, and rise to the occasion. This process of stepping out of your comfort zone is where growth happens. It's in the struggle that you discover your resilience, creativity, and determination. Mental strength comes from facing these moments head-on, knowing that they are shaping you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. A key part of embracing challenges is changing how you perceive them. Instead of seeing them as barriers designed to hold you back, view them as stepping stones that are preparing you for greater achievements. This doesn't mean denying the difficulty of the situation or pretending it's easy. It means recognizing that every challenge carries a lesson. Whether it's patience, persistence, or problem solving, each obstacle teaches you something valuable that contributes to your personal growth. When you shift your mindset in this way, challenges become less intimidating and more like opportunities waiting to be unlocked. Another important aspect of embracing challenges is accepting failure as a natural part of the process. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs, but in reality, it's one of the most effective teachers. Every failure provides feedback, highlighting what didn't work and pointing you toward what might. It's through failure that you learn to refine your approach, develop new strategies, and build the resilience to keep going. Mental strength doesn't come from avoiding failure, it comes from embracing it, learning from it, and refusing to let it define you. Challenges also teach you the value of persistence. When faced with an obstacle, it's tempting to give up or look for an easier path. But mental strength is built when you push through those moments of doubt and discomfort, staying committed to your goals despite the difficulty. Persistence doesn't mean ignoring when something isn't working, it means having the courage to keep trying, to reevaluate, and to adjust your approach without losing sight of your purpose. Each time you persevere through a challenge, you reinforce your ability to face future difficulties with confidence and determination. Facing challenges also fosters a sense of gratitude for the journey. When you overcome a particularly tough situation, you gain a deeper appreciation for your own resilience and the support of those around you. You realize that the obstacles you faced have shaped your character, given you strength, and prepared you for even greater challenges ahead. This gratitude fuels your motivation, reminding you that every struggle has a purpose and every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Moreover, challenges can inspire a sense of connection with others. Everyone faces difficulties, and by sharing your experiences, you can inspire and encourage those around you. Your journey becomes a testament to the power of perseverance and resilience, showing others that it's possible to overcome even the toughest obstacles. This shared experience not only strengthens your own resolve, but also builds a supportive community where growth and resilience are celebrated. Embracing challenges requires a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of fearing the unknown, approach challenges with the question, what can I learn from this? This perspective shifts your focus from the difficulty of the situation to the growth it can bring. It encourages you to experiment, take risks, and explore new possibilities, knowing that even if the outcome isn't what you hope for, the experience itself is valuable. Ultimately, challenges are what shape us, test us, and help us grow into our full potential. They force us to dig deep, to find strength we didn't know we had, and to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. By embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, you not only build mental strength, but also develop the confidence to face whatever life throws your way with courage and resilience.